Hello there. Jumbo, Jumbo, Jumbo. Hello there. How about Ivani? Have you heard the news? It's time for Kwanzaa. It really is. Thank you. It's right over here. Oh, I wanted to ask, would you little ones help me beat the drum so I can tell everybody about it? I'm Immerse, by the way. Very nice. Yes, very nice. Hey. Hi. Will you help me beat the drum so I can tell everybody about Kwanzaa today? That would be wonderful. Hi there. Ooh, you're busy with a very wonderful looking thing. What is that?
It's like a snow cone.
Oh, that looks delicious. Wow, I want one. Hello there. Habarigani. Habarigani. My name is Imani. Come on, everyone. Hello, come on over. Come right here. Now, what is your name?
Sophia.
Sophia. And what's your name? Alex. Alex and Sophia, come right in here. Yes. I am going to give you each a drum. Pick a drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any drum. You want that one behind her? Okay, well, I'll play this one. How's that? And we're going to beat out a rhythm like this. And you can clap along. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you do that? Right. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone, clap along. Come on, everybody, it's Kwanzaa time. Come on, everybody, it's Kwanzaa time. Come on, everybody, it's Kwanzaa time. Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa time. Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa time. Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa time. Oh, bravo, do your end. Ta-da! Bravo! Let's give my helpers a hand. Thank you so much. You did a wonderful job. Oh, yes, pose for the cameras. Beep, beep, beep. Very good. Now come right over here. If you would, children, you can have a seat. Kids, young adults, you can have a seat too if you want to. And, oh, Alex, oh, there you are. Now right here, right down here. Now for those of you I have not met yet, I am Imani, and Imani means faith in Swahili. Now that's an African language. Now, who here has heard of Kwanzaa? You have. Do you know what it means? You don't? Oh, well, it's a good thing that I showed up then, isn't it? Because I can tell you that Kwanzaa comes from the Kiswahili phrase, matunda ya Kwanzaa, and that means first fruits of the harvest, which I put my scansion over. Ah, there, that's better. Now, Kwanzaa celebrates the values of family and community, and we do that by using 7 principles that are called the Nguzo Saba, and they are the basis of every Kwanzaa celebration, although everybody's Kwanzaa celebration may be a little bit different. Now, do you want to hear about my family's first Kwanzaa? Yes! Okay, that's not... One man. Everybody? Yeah! Yay! Oh, good! Well, you see, when I was growing up like they are right now, I heard of Kwanzaa, too, and the other families that celebrated it, but I was in my first year of college when I took a course called African American History, and after that, I was convinced my family had to celebrate Kwanzaa. But they said, my parents said, rather, you will have to be the one to talk to Grandma. Yee! Okay. Now, how many of you spend the holidays with family? Exactly. Most of us do. And I am no different. It's tradition in my family to celebrate Christmas and New Year's with Grandma, the outspoken elder of our family. Now, a few days before Christmas, we went over to my grandmother's, and she was in her kitchen making up, one of her famous pound cakes when I mentioned the holiday. Kwanzaa, she stammered. Now, what is it, and what's wrong with Christmas? Well, there's nothing wrong with Christmas, Grandma. It's not instead of Christmas. It's not even a religious holiday. In fact, it starts the day after Christmas and goes to New Year's Day. Well, then why do we need it? Well, it's kind of like your recipes or your advice or one of your hugs. It's the way we pass on who and what we are. She stared at me over her spectacles and just, you young people. Oh, just listen, Grandma. Oh, and let me help you with the cake. I don't need help. You know, she was trying not to smile. But I guess when I'm done mixing it up, you're not too grown to lick the spoon, are you? No, ma'am, I said. Oh, woo. Do you know, I was 12 years old the last time I heard that tone of voice. Well, my grandmother continued gathering her ingredients, and she gave me a look. I'm listening, miss. I knew I had her. So I told her, like I tell you, Kwanzaa celebrates the values of family and community using 7 principles. Now, the first day is umoja. Can you say umoja? Umoja means unity. It's kind of like, oh, when you have to put together all your ingredients before you even start baking a cake. That's umoja. And my grandmother said, umoja. Very sturdy. And I said, yes, now that's right. That's the first day. Now the second day is Kuji Chagulia. Who got that one? Oh, you're cheating. You're looking at the dish. No cheating, no cheating. Everyone, Kuji. Kuji. Chagu. Chagu. Leah. Leah. Kuji. Kuji. Chagu. Chagu. Leah. Leah. Okay, I'm losing some volume. Kuji, Chagu, Leah. Kuji Chagulia, Kuji Chagulia. Right, we'll start the conga line with him later. Okay, now Kuji Chagulia, I told my grandmother, it's like, you see, you have your eggs, your butter, your sugar, your flour. None of these have the same ingredients. And she just was like, or same taste and flavor. And she said, now wait a minute, that would be a pretty tasteless cake if all the ingredients taste the same. Exactly. You know, people are just like these ingredients. We all may be in the same bowl, same world, but we all have a right to have our own definition, and that self-definition is Kuji Chagulia. We have a right to define ourselves and have our own flavor. You've got your own flavor? Oh, yes, I can see it in its middle. Yes, and my grandmother said, right about that. And she began blending her ingredients in her favorite bowl. Now, about this time, I told her, well, Grandma, the third day is Ujima. Say, Ujima. Ujima. Oh, we've got to get, see, now she's got the idea. That was good. Everyone, a little more life. Are we awake yet? Everyone jump around. We'll do Kwanzaa aerobics. Here we go. Kuji, chakuli. Now, okay, ready? Ujima. 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 That's much better. Now, Ujima means working together. And I very carefully took the spoon out of my grandmother's hands. And I said, well, Grandma, that's exactly what we're doing right now. We're working together. Oh, and it's also like when you take your cakes to the senior citizens home. Now, that's Ujima, too. She nodded and said, oh, I like Ujima. What's next? Well, the fourth day is Ujama. Ujama. Much better. You can learn much better. Now, Ujama means cooperative economics. And by this time, my grandmother was asking me questions. I mean, can you believe it? She said, now, wait a minute. Wait, is that like when I take my cakes to the church bake sale to raise money? Very right, my Granny. Very right. Yes, we take the money and we use it to develop and support our communities. Oh, my grandmother laughed. I like Ujama, too. And she poured her batter into a ring pan. And she handed me that spoon covered with sweet, delicious batter. Oh, I forgot you were there. Now, tell me, do you lick the spoon? You? Who licks the spoon? Who licks the bowl? Who licks the table? That's just me. Oh, well, okay. But my grandmother, while I did that, went over to her sink to wash her dishes and her hands very quietly. Now, see, my grandmother's hands are carved with hard work, and they glistened in the water with light and love. And I stood next to her to help wash the dishes, because I'm a good granddaughter. And I said, Grandma, the fifth day we celebrate Nia, and Nia means purpose. And I touched her hands and I said, Grandma, you taught me about purpose. She got very serious and said, oh yes, now there should be purpose in everything we do. Purpose is also the pathway we take to realize our dreams. And I just wrapped both arms around my grandma. Oh, she returned my hug too. And we left the cakes to bake, and I left her just to think for a little while. Now, after a while, when those cakes were done, perfectly cooled and brown in their pans, my grandmother looked at me and said, now, wait a minute, okay. What about the last 2 days? Now, what are we going to celebrate? Well, the 6th day is Kuumba, everyone.
Kuumba.
Very good. Kuumba means creativity. It's like, well, like what you do over there at Epcot with your mask, like that little one. Or the little secret something my grandma puts in her icing that she drizzles on top. Oh, and the 7th day, the very last day, we welcome the new year and celebrate our faith with the principle called Imani. Like my name, everyone.
Imani.
Oh, that's pitiful. Just pitiful. We lost it. Here we go. Imani.
Imani.
Yes, and when my grandmother said that, when her face broke into a big smile like that. Yes, and she threw both arms out wide and said, oh, baby, if truth be known, I celebrate you each and every day of the year. Oh. And she planted a kiss right here on my cheek. Oh, that first night of Kwanzaa in my family, I set up the mkeka, which is the straw mat representing our foundation. The mazao and the muhindi, now that's the basket of fruits and vegetables with corn representing you, our children. 2 children, 2 ears of corn. 3 children, 3. And the kinara. Now that holds 7 candles. And according to tradition, we light a different candle each night of Kwanzaa. Now, the black candle represents our people, the red represents the blood, and the green represents the future. Oh, we stood around the kinara holding hands. Come right over here. Holding hands and singing and praying several generations strong. Ready to be my sisters? Ready? Amen. Amen. You're not singing. You're not singing. But I can still hear my grandmother's voice. It's okay. I just wanted you to be ready. Amen. Salasa. Oh, good. That was beautiful. I pulled your hair. Hey, I can still hear my grandmother's voice. And my sisters were all around. And my mother and my brothers and all of us. Oh, you can still hear. You can do it. That's okay. My grandmother was wonderfully happy, and she was telling us all about all of the wonderful history of our family. And oh, soon we would eat a kinara. That's called our glorious feast. And we would exchange glorious, wonderful handmade gifts. Now these are zawadi. Everyone say zawadi.
Zawadi.
Very nicely done. Zawadi are handmade because they're expressions of our love and thoughtfulness. But before all of that, my grandmother passed around the unity cup. Oh, now the unity cup that she chose was an old crystal goblet from her own wedding day. And she chose it to symbolize the bond of our family. Oh, and there in the center of the dessert table was the cake we made together. Okay, she made it, I licked the spoon. I know. But that afternoon, we shared so very much more. And my grandmother announced to the entire family that her famous pound cake would now be known as her Kwanzaa family recipe. And as I sipped from the unity cup, I couldn't help thinking about a slice of that Kwanzaa family recipe. Oh, because it's a piece of everything that we are as a family. Now, this holiday season, I invite you to share a unity cup or maybe a slice of Kwanzaa cake, or even just an evening or two with the people that you love and cherish and call family. And I'm really hoping that you find a lot of those special times right here at holidays around the world at Epcot. But for right now, from my family to yours, Happy Kwanzaa, everyone!
Happy Kwanzaa!
Yes, this year and every year. And thank you for listening to the story. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Crystal. I appreciate it. Oh, and I invite you to take pictures or ask questions.